It's another edition of Litter Media Live. It is the second day of the week. Speaking of July 15th, it's Tuesday of 2025. I'm Dan Ramey. Mike Smith is out on assignment this week, and Aaron Glandon is here.
Yes, and after this, my assignment is to get a haircut.
He is not only Mr. Hand 2, but he's also Mr. Face this week.
And last week.
Oh, that's right. You were there. 2 consecutive weeks.
Yes.
That means both your grandmothers should be very happy.
Yes. Especially now that we're back on Facebook and they can watch.
And they'll be happier that you've got your hair cut.
My grandma Foofy, on my dad's side, Aunt Ruth, as Mike would call her, likes my long hair.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Grandma Joyce has said any, she hasn't made a statement about it.
Mm-hmm. So are you going for a shorter cut or just a trim?
Just a trim.
Just a trim.
I don't want to do anything radical before the wedding, which is in less than a month.
That's right. And you don't want to look like Post Malone in your wedding pictures.
You know, I've gotten that many times.
He just doesn't have the markings on his face.
No.
That's to come, I guess. All right. No. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's happening in the news department, also sports, as well as this date in history. But let's look at the weather, see how things are shaping up for us. We have mostly cloudy conditions today. Wasn't too bad yesterday. I liked it. Managed to get out and mow the grass yesterday, something that it had been a 10-day freedom of growth because I hadn't cut the grass since before we left on vacation. So I was out there chugging along with it. And it looks better than it did, believe me. Mostly cloudy today, temperatures to reach around 87. Showers are possible for the rest of the week with high temperatures to reach the low to mid 80s. But for today, right now, somewhat comfortable outdoors as you get your day up and running. Coming up in a moment, we will review a little bit. It's already happened this morning, but we'll also take a moment to tell you about something that was released just moments ago from Scioto Valley Forward. Details are all just ahead. But first, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. So the number to call if you have need for a dumpster, whether it be at your residence or your business, 740-253-8389. When you click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, it takes you to their Facebook page where you can learn more about the services of Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
And my mom is a nurse, my older sister is a nurse, and my baby sister is a respiratory therapist, so I don't ever remember ever wanting to be anything else but a nurse. When we see a patient recover and thrive and walk out of here, I'm excited, I'm giddy, and I'm happy and proud to be a part of the team that helped make that happen.
If you'd like to follow along with a lot of what we're doing, simply go to our website, which is littermedia.com, and you'll find a lot of information on there. But we do also share a good bit on our social media, too. So if you want to find our social media contact information, it's all up the right-hand corner of our Facebook page, or forgive me, of our website, littermedia.com. I'm trying to do two things at once here, and it's not always a good thing to do. This is why you don't text and drive.
Right.
Hey, going through the stores and things, and on vacation last week, watching people walk down the street, they're focused on their phones and not so much what they should be doing. And there's times where somebody will come with a cart out and they're looking at their phone, driving the cart, and I have to stop them and say, this is why you don't text and drive. And I usually get a nice, polite smile. Thank you for sharing your information. Old man, get out of the way. Welcome to the program. This morning, Mike Throne, he is the president and CEO of the Chillicothe Ross Chamber of Commerce, as well as involved with the group Scioto Valley Forward, releasing the group's recent open letter to HIG Capital about working together to help communicate better with the future of the paper mill in Chillicothe. Now, this was released last week as an open letter on social media. More than 2,200 folks have signed the letter that was released last week. In a show of continued unity, Chillicothe and Ross County civic leaders, along with the community supporting them, have come together to confront HIG Capital regarding the accelerated closure of the historic Pixelle paper mill, now scheduled for August 10th of 2025. A formal letter signed by key community leaders and supported by more than 2,200 individuals, 2,232 if I'm not mistaken, by my count, across 34 states will be delivered to HIG Capital, expressing concern over the sudden shift from the previously agreed upon timeline of December 2025. The letter will be delivered through the office of Senator Bernie Moreno of Ohio, who has maintained consistent contact with HIG Capital. To quote here, "This unified response demonstrates our community's resilience and commitment to working together through challenges. We've successfully navigated industrial transitions before when businesses and local leaders work as partners. We remain hopeful that HIG Capital will recognize the value in engaging with a community that has been home to this operation for generations." The letter goes on to detail the significant economic impact of the closure. More than 1,400 jobs, over $687,000 in economic impact in Ross County, $1 billion, and more than 2,700 jobs across Ohio. Dozens of local businesses in supply chain, the community's 200-year paper-making heritage rather than making demands. Community leaders have proposed a partnership approach to this, including open communication, collaborative planning for the site, resource coordination with economic development partners, and work support initiatives. We are seeing already, again, tomorrow there is a job fair taking place at OU Chillicothe, and that is exclusive to Pixelle employees, so we want to try and help them get through this as best we possibly can, and we don't want to lose our industry. And if we're going to lose industry, how about replacing it with some industry? So the efforts of Scioto Valley Forward, you can read more about it on our website and on our social media, which we have shared in previous days as well. The new interim dean of OU Chillicothe was in studio with us this morning. That is interim dean Michael Lafreniere, who was in studio shaping his vision for Ohio Chillicothe's branch campus. You can find the interview in its entirety here on our Facebook page, but you can also find it on our Litter Media YouTube channel.
But not yet. Not yet on YouTube.
You will be able to.
Yes. Because we ended so close to this show that it wasn't.
You didn't have time to process it. Gotcha. So for those of you watching us in the future, you'll be able to find it on our YouTube channel.
The Markings of History, we also released the 13th episode yesterday. And this episode is about the state seal of Ohio. And you've probably seen this before. It has the bundle of wheat and the bundle of arrows. Mm-hmm. But what you might not know is that the view that inspired this seal is located right here in Chillicothe. So if you want to know that history, go check out the Markings of History, episode 13, on our YouTube channel.
And you can kind of see that in this picture.
Yes.
If you look just above the placard there that is displayed at Adena Mansion and Gardens, you'll see. You got to look close to see it, but you'll see it.
Also in news, as part of the Ohio Department of Transportation District 9's Planning Department, the district's environmental office is seeking public input for a couple of highway projects in Jackson County. An intersection improvement project at the US 35 and Dixon Run Road intersection in Newton Township is proposed, along with replacing the existing culvert on State Route 93 between Electric Park Road and Ed Davis Road in the rural area of Cole Township.
Chillicothe Civic Theater is presenting Footloose with a cast that's all ready to blow the roof off, as it says here. And it's time to shine the spotlight on just a few of their dynamic ensemble members to help make this show come alive. Featuring the talents of Autumn Leemaster, also Lily Kelly, Ava Lovely, Maddie Kraft, Tinley Anderson, Danica Elliott, along with Riley Varney, Aaron Dennis, Grace Perry, and Jeremiah Daggett. Shows will be produced at the Chillicothe Civic Theater. Their performance center is 83 South Walnut Street, and it takes place this week, July 17th through the 20th, and then next week as well, July 24th through the 27th. The older cast will perform July 17th, 19th, 24th, and 25th. The younger cast performing July 18th, and then the 20th, 26th, and 27th.
Explore Native American heritage on a bus trip on August 20th. Join the Friends of Hopewell Culture National Historical Park for a fascinating day exploring Ohio's Native American history. They will visit Great Council State Park and Fort Ancient Earthworks and Nature Preserve with lunch included. Departs at 8:30 a.m. from Ohio University Chillicothe and returns by 4:30 p.m. It's $30 for Hopewell Culture National Historical Park members and $40 for non-members. This includes a boxed lunch and bottled water. Spots are limited to the first 50 participants, so secure yours now. To register, email friendsofhcnhp@gmail.com.
Food vendor applications, if you want to participate in the Circleville Pumpkin Show for 2025, the application period is now closed. A few spaces remain for craft or retail vendors only. If you're interested, you want to act quickly. For questions, just call 740-474-7000. That's the official number for the Pumpkin Show.
Yes.
Also last night at Chillicothe City Council, congratulations to Daniel Griesheimer and his efforts. We've had Daniel on a number of times on our program. We've reached out to try and get him on to talk about this specifically as well. Tonight was the City Council meeting, and it was a marvelous meeting. Got all access to the council board. It's now fully a government entity. It's wild yet surreal. What are we talking about? The Chillicothe-Ross County Greater Film Commission. And one of the jobs that Daniel has been doing, it's kind of a labor of love, so to speak, is to try and turn the Chillicothe community into a place for making films, which we've had some films shot here within the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's and there was also another movie that maybe some people remember seeing it. I'm trying to remember when it was released. I want to say it was in the late 1990s. But was it called A Little Inside, I believe? This was before you were born. It was filmed at VA Memorial Stadium. The dock had water, the gathering place for the Chillicothe Paints. It was a baseball movie. And you may not remember the little girl that was in the Pepsi commercials. She was in this movie as well. And so they had a world premiere at the Majestic Theater here in Chillicothe one night. It was really neat to watch this movie. A lot of actors that we have seen before on the big screen were in this production. And some of the Chillicothe Paints players were involved. People who went to the dock and water were involved. It was pretty neat to see that up on the big screen.
Very cool.
So, again, this Greater Chillicothe Film Commission is going to be a wonderful thing, a positive thing, I think, for our community. So,
And the reason I was dragging it on the screen like that is because Dan sent it to me.
well, and we had some other things happen before the show, and wait a second, this happened to council last night. We wanted to get that up on there for you. So it wasn't done smoothly, but it was done.
Yes.
As it were. All right, our road report for today takes us to a resurfacing project taking place on 677 between Creek Road and State Route 278, and on State Route 278 between US 50 and State Route 56 in Hocking County. This sounds very familiar to yesterday's road report. One lane is closed. Traffic is being maintained by flaggers. The completion date, if you missed it yesterday, is October 30th. Sometimes we miss things, so we have to review.
Yes.
And say it again. It's almost like the preacher who comes to visit a Sunday evening service might have preached the same thing that was preached on Sunday morning. That just tells me God wanted it to be heard again by the congregation.
Exactly.
Because they weren't all listening in the morning. All right, coming up in a moment to look at sports. Stick close for that. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your trusted comfort advisor. If you've got an issue with the heating, with the cooling, or the plumbing in your home or your business, they can take care of that. They can knock it right out of the park. You want to find out more? Just click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, AccurateHVAC.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
They've lost their minds down at Hometown Motors Incorporated because they are doing what they can to get Skags out the door. It's a Skag clearance sale going on now. Prices are so low, as we said, you'll think they've lost their minds. Choose from a wide selection of Skag mowing equipment. But you better hurry because this is it. When they're out the door at these prices, when they get replaced by new stuff, the prices are going to be a little more expensive. So
Yes.
if you want to get a Skag, and from what I'm told by people who use Skag equipment, they say once you've used Skag, you don't go back.
It's the best there is.
You want to use Skag. So do yourself a favor. Don't miss this opportunity. Call 740-773-8826 for more information. Now, Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe, your store for the great outdoors. Time for sports, which are played outdoors and indoors, such as the golf scramble that's coming up. Ducks Unlimited golf outing is this Saturday at the Chillicothe Jaycees Golf Course. You'll be trying out that new Bermuda grass they have. No divots, please. It's a 10 o'clock shotgun start this coming Saturday. And you can join Adina Health at Crown Hill Golf Club for the Jack Burno Memorial Golf Classic. That's honoring the legacy of Dr. Jack Burno, devoted physician and community leader from Chillicothe. I tell you, anytime I was at a fundraiser, Jack was usually throwing out $5,000.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see how he supported the community. Registration is 8 a.m. Shotgun start at 9 a.m. Team sign-ups available. Bring your friends or your coworkers. Sponsorship opportunities also there. to help out with healthcare close to home. Adena.org/BurnoGolf to register or become a sponsor.
And if you're listening to this on the radio, this is on September 19th.
Yes, thank you for that. Jack was a great leader here in our community, a great supporter. His wife, Robin, is the newly installed president of the morning Rotary that meets on Thursday mornings at 7 o'clock. It is bright and early.
Yes.
At the Pump House Center for the Arts. If you have any questions, Robin will certainly help fill you in on this as well. Lafayette scored 7 unanswered runs late in the game in overcoming a 5-2 Paints lead last night. Attendance for the game, 2,844, because it was Diamond Dog Night. 3,600 plus hot dogs were sold.
That's a lot of hot dogs.
I don't know if they were all devoured during the game, but and maybe the Paints team were eating some as well, because Lafayette, they scored 5 runs, I think it was, in the 7th or 8th inning, and that pretty much put the game away.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
How did they overcome a 5-2 Paints lead if the Paints ended the game with 4 points?
Well, that's what the score was when they started pounding, and then the Paints tried to make up. So the final was 9-4, but it was 5-2 when things broke loose for Lafayette. They scored 7 unanswered runs. Then the Paints scored late.
Right. But this says 5-2 Paints lead. And the Paints ended the game with 4 points.
Gotcha. I got you.
So either Mike Smith is wrong or this image is wrong.
I think I looked at the box score wrong. That's got to be it. So I see what you're saying now.
It's you.
It's not always Mike. It's often Mike. It's more often me. But it's quite often Mike Smith, too. Let me just double check here. Yeah, that's what I did. I counted 1 run too many times. But going into the 7th inning, it was 4-2. 4-2.
Yes.
So the Paints
I
did
just
not
wanted to make
score
sure that our viewers have the most accurate information.
Yes. But doggone it, 3,600 plus.
Yes, that's a lot of hot dogs.
Mike wouldn't have got you that.
No, he wouldn't have.
I got that for you. By a quick little text to Brian Wickline to fill that out for us. Paints head to Springfield tonight, where they will take on the Champion City Kings. They'll not be back home again until Friday night. And, man, there's only a handful of games left in the regular season. So I think after last night's game, I think there's 6 home games left. So make sure you get out to see the Chillicothe Paints. And the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is in Atlanta tonight. Fox has that for you. And the catcher for the Seattle Mariners won the home run derby last night. I think he tied with the other guy, but they went with the distance of the furthest ball hit, and it was by like a fraction of a foot or something like that. So why don't you just keep on hitting home runs and see what happens? Coming up in a moment, this date in history. Very important. Details coming up next.
First, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. 92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people.
Pain was interfering with Tiffany's active lifestyle. Same-day hip replacement at the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute got her back to the community she calls home. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
He's standing by for this date in history. We turn the clock back to 1799. This was during Napoleon's Egyptian campaign. A French soldier, which is why he needed to raise it up so we can see the French flag complete. There you go. A French soldier discovers a black slab inscribed with ancient writings near the town of Rosetta. By the way, this is not the black slab. This is
a pyramid to show that they were in Egypt.
One of the great pyramids of Egypt.
Well, in the Napoleon movie, they find it in one of the pyramids. I don't know if that movie's accurate.
Not every movie is accurate.
Right.
I was about to say that, yes. The stone contained fragments of passages written in 3 different scripts: Greek, Egyptian, and hieroglyphics. The Egyptian Demotic, is that how you say that? Demotic?
I suppose.
Demotic. I've never spoken the word before. The ancient Greek on the Rosetta Stone told archaeologists that it was inscribed by priests honoring the king of Egypt, Ptolemy V. And this was in 2nd century BC. The Greek passage also announced that the 3 scripts were all of identical meaning. The artifact thus held the key to solving the riddle of hieroglyphics, a written language that had been dead for nearly 2,000 years.
Is that Ptolemy V or Ptolemy V?
I don't know.
Because Ptolemy V sounds like a planet in Star Trek.
It does, doesn't it? Tell me more, Mr. Spock.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Or like Yavin 4 in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never really gotten into how to properly announce kings and things of that sort. It's in the past.
You know, Ramses.
It's in the past. Well, there's Ramses 2. They were in. I have this.
Which one was the one that interacted with Moses?
Yul Brynner.
Which Ramses?
I believe that was Ramses 2.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But I've got this book that I share with my Sunday school students. And I was looking at it this past weekend. I opened it up, and there has this timeline. And so several pages pull out here. It talks about the biblical nature of the Hebrew children and where Abraham first walked with God and so on and so forth. But it also has in there what was going on in the world at the time. Mm. So it's interesting to see, they talk a lot about how the Hebrew children were enslaved by Egypt, but the pyramids were built before then. We've always kind of been taught that the Jews had built the pyramids, but according to this timeline, when I'm looking at it, they weren't enslaved by the Egyptians until way after those pyramids were built.
Right. That's because aliens built them.
There is that take on it as well. Absolutely. I've seen that stuff on the History Channel, where they have all these obelisks will be standing and how they're supposed to be connected, and somehow aliens find a way to communicate with Earthlings through these things. I don't know how accurate that is.
It's like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It is.
Have you seen that movie?
What are you doing, Dave?
Yes.
Yes.
Great movie.
It's a long movie. It's a
great,
real
though.
long movie.
It's great.
Starts off with the
monkeys using sticks.
Yes. And then we get to a computer that's going to try to destroy human likeness. So, yeah. I sat and watched it one time on vacation, and I'm like, can I get these 4 hours back?
It's not 4. It's like 2.5 hours.
Feels like 4.
It is very slow paced, but it's very good.
It is.
I have an edit that a fan made on my Google Drive, and it's synced up to Pink Floyd music.
Is that right?
And it's really cool.
Nice. How often do you watch that?
I think I've only seen it once.
Okay.
It works better than...
that's why it's on your Google Drive.
Yeah. It works better than The Wizard of Oz with the Pink Floyd music, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And is this along the lines of matching up the blowing up of the Death Star with the countdown to the new year?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay. The amazing things that college kids do. That's a look at the show for today. Thank you so much for watching. We're back at it with more information about stuff going on, the good stories that are going on in our communities, coming your way again tomorrow here on another edition of Litter Media Live. So for Aaron Glandon, I'm Dan Ramey, and for Mike Smith, we'll talk to you tomorrow.